In the studio with me right now, Denise Liggett from the Indiana County Tourist Bureau. Tom Harley expected to join us momentarily, and you're very, very hopeful of that, aren't you?
I am. This is his gig.
And yet you are here, and with good cause, because the Tourist Bureau as a whole must be thrilled about this weekend. My goodness.
We are. This one event embraces every part of tourism with bringing in over 11,000 visitors in the 2 week, mostly the largest group coming in this coming weekend. Mm-hmm. And it fills the heads and beds, our hotel rooms. It supports the local businesses, the restaurants, the gas stations. They come downtown shopping. It offers a opportunity to showcase what all we have. I mean, I go down to as many of the fields as I can, and I hand out the visitor guides. And, of course, the visitor guides are in all the different locations as well as their hotels for them to maybe say, hey, look at all the great things we have here. Let's come back again when we're not playing fast pitch. And also another big opportunity, it allows us to showcase IUP. Yeah. So for the young ladies who are college bound and haven't made a choice yet, and plus with the opportunities they have to showcase their talents while they're here, they can see IUP and possibly select IUP as their college of choice. So it embraces everything, and the fact that it takes place in so many of the communities in Indiana County.
That's one of the most thrilling things about it is, my goodness gracious, these little towns all around Indiana County are going to get, and the organizations in those towns, the fire companies, the various parent-teacher groups, whatever it happens to be, who might be able to help out and make some funding from an event such as this. That's big.
The concession stands, they make $2,000 to $3,000 in a weekend. And that really helps the organizations. Oh, yeah. Hi, Tom Harley. So glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here.
Tom Harley has joined us as well. And Tom, this softball tournament showcase that we're talking about is something that is more than just near and dear to your heart. It's a part of your heart, isn't it?
Well, every year we think this might be the last one, but we keep coming back. So here we go.
Yeah.
It's about our 14th year.
So Denise was giving us an idea of the impact that it has from a tourism standpoint and from getting visitors to come to Indiana County. And it's just a tremendous event for the entire county and even beyond, because these girls are going to be everywhere.
They're everywhere. We run fields from Elderton to Clymer. The communities have about 30 fields that we play on, and it's I suspect it's rather unique to have that many, and they're community fields. The Alderton people take care of their fields, and the Clymer Little League, the Creekside people, and they take great pride in their facilities.
Yeah. To give people an idea of the scope of what's going to be happening this weekend, how many teams? How many people? Of course, you have no way of knowing exactly, but there are going to be thousands.
We know the teams. Schedules have been set, and all we need is 5 days of no rain. So we're working on that.
I'm glad you
Denise are. You better do a little harder work on that one.
Denise guaranteed me that we'd have 3 days of no rain. She said, this is a perfect time to do this. It's always something that we fight.
Sure.
It's early June. This is the first major tournament of the summer season. There's a few teams that are still playing high school softball, but most of the teams now are set. They have their players in place.
Yeah,
we'll have 120 to 130 teams this year. They'll play a four game pool play. They'll be seated. The 16 and 18s will be seated into two flights. There'll be a gold and silver flight. And they'll play a double elimination tournament. This is the first time we've done the double elimination. So if the elimination rounds will be more interesting. You won't get a one and done on a Sunday. So they'll be able to dig out like Florida State did. So it'll be an interesting change for us.
Coming off of their high school seasons, them just having completed their high school seasons, girls are ready to play.
Girls are ready to play. They've suffered through the 32-degree sleet.
Yeah.
The fields have been prepped. So this is the beginning of the summer, and this is when softball should be played.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun when it's 72 and rising, and the sun's out, and your pitcher is on.
and your pitcher is on.
This
and
is fast pitch. This is like the Women's World Series. So there'll be some young ladies out there that'll be throwing over 60 miles an hour with balls that break that you couldn't hit on a bat.
Yeah, one of the great things about it as well is there are girls who are still searching for a college who have just graduated from high school. This is a chance for them to shine in front of those coaches, those college coaches. There are young girls who are going to still be in high school next year who are looking to make a name for themselves.
No, yes, we're all the way down to 10-year-old teams. So there'll be coach pitch over at the Optimist. The YMCA is the heart of it. There'll be 3 fields going there. Come by, stay for a bit. The YMCA on Saturday is also exciting because we'll be doing U18 teams, pre-college teams basically, on those 3 fields, while the Y is doing the Miracle League field on Saturday. Yeah. It's quite a crowd. It
really is. Denise, I know we were talking from a tourism standpoint. For this weekend, you've got the softball showcase, you've got the Jimmy Stewart Air Show, and it really points out that Indiana County is a hopping place in the summertime, especially in June.
Especially in June this weekend. I know Piccadilly Herb Fair is going on. The farmer market, Indiana's Farmers Market starts. Smithsburg has their Strawberry Saturday Festival. Wingate's doing something special. I mean, the movies at Jimmy Stewart, Ungrateful Winery, the Hanger Dance at the... There's a lot going on, and we love it. We embrace it, and we will conquer and divide and get out as many places as we can. And as Tom always says, as far as the softball tournament goes, it takes so many to put this on. I mean, he's the heart and soul, but with the Indiana Optimists, the YMCA, IUP, and the Indiana County Center for Economic Operations stepping up and recognizing just how valuable this is and what an economic impact it has on the county. It's phenomenal. And we thank Tom Harley and his team for, no pun intended, for doing this.
Tom, the logistics of this weekend, Denise mentioned it. You're making arrangements for fields, and then the people at those fields have to make arrangements for keeping them in shape, concessions, all of the different things that surround that. You're making arrangements for officials and everybody who's coming in. They're trying to figure out, okay, now where are we going to stay? How are we going to live while we're there? There's a tremendous amount of work in the background that comes to the foreground when we do this.
And there is. And I'm fortunate to have USSSA Jeff Moose coordinating a lot of the scheduling and the umpires. We'll have over 60 umpires here for this weekend. Wow. And to get the umpire teams at the right field at the right time, they do a phenomenal job with that. But the communities, Homer Little League and Clymer, and that put their heart and souls into this. We couldn't do it without their cooperation. Sometime on Saturday after the 3rd rainstorm, they wonder why they did it, but they do their concession stands, and one of the reasons that the teams come back is because how welcoming Indiana County is.
Yeah, that's so very, very important.
The communities treat those visiting teams very well. I always like Indiana at this part of June. The flowers are out, the fountains are running. Mm-hmm. We don't look much better than this.
The sun's going to be shining.
Absolutely. Denise guarantees it.
Okay, Denise, take her temperature, will you? But it is a very, very special time of the year around here, and this tournament, and this is one of 2 showcases that will be happening in the month of June here in Indiana County. What's the difference between this one and the next one?
The next one is a smaller tournament. It's called the Blue State Championship, and the USSSA runs basically an invitation tournament for a younger age group, 13 to 14s, and they play to champions, and the champions of that go to play in state college for a statewide championship. So it's a series of games. It'll be a little bit smaller. It'll be about 60 teams. We're anticipating on that.
For this weekend, we'll be getting teams not only from Pennsylvania but from.
We have one from Canada this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The Canadian team comes down. They arrive in a big bus and they spend 3 days with us, and they do a series of U.S. events. Where they go to Washington and do something, and then they go to play a tournament every weekend for a month. Yeah, they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
Ohio.
Yeah. We've had teams from Ohio. We have teams from Ohio, Delaware. We get some out of West Virginia. The majority of the teams are regional teams.
It's a tremendous weekend. It takes so many. You've named a bunch of folks who have come together to make this happen. You're right there at the top of the list because you're the one who well, it's your idea. It's your concept to put this all together.
Well, 14 years ago, we started a very small tournament so we wouldn't have to travel for a weekend. Is what happened. And it's grown from that concept of us trying to stay home one weekend a year.
Yeah, well, it's worked. You get to stay home, but you probably never see your home during this weekend, do you? Tom, Harley, Denise Liggett, thanks so much for both of you for coming in and talking about this event. And you're right, Tom. This is a weekend when you want to see some really good action on the field.
Oh yes,
everywhere in Indiana County you can find it.
Yeah, and you have the 18-year-old teams, you have the 16s, the 14s. These are serious softball. These are girls with ambition. Their skill level is phenomenal. The game's exciting. The games last an hour and a half, and we usually have a winner out of that. It's a good time to come out and watch some softball.
Really
and
is.
get some good food in the concession stands because a lot of these locals have the mums are cooking and they're selling some of the pierogies and halushki and all that going on. So get out and come out.
Well, and the admission is free.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get to go in. So we want you to spend your money at the concession stands and support these local community operations.
It's a hot sausage softball weekend. Thank you both for coming in. We appreciate it. It's Indiana in the Morning, 101.1 FM, AM 1160. Kilmeade coming up next.